What if the one thing standing between you and your greatest potential isn't a lack of talent or resources, but simply the presence of fear? We all know that cold, tightening sensation in the chest when we face the unknown. Whether it's starting a new career, stepping into a leadership role, or navigating a personal crisis, fear has a way of paralyzing our progress. In our previous reflection, we looked at how God can create a pure heart within us, transforming our internal integrity. But once that heart is renewed, how do we find the strength to move forward into the world? In the book of Joshua, chapter 1, verse 9, we find a command and a promise that has served as a bedrock for millions facing their own giants. The scripture says, "Have I not commanded you? Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid, do not be discouraged, for the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go." To understand the weight of these words, we must look at the moment they were spoken. Joshua was standing in the shadow of a giant. For 40 years, he had served as the right hand to Moses, the man who saw the burning bush, confronted Pharaoh, and parted the Red Sea. Now, Moses was dead. The mantle of leadership had fallen to Joshua, and he was tasked with leading a massive, often rebellious nation into the Promised Land. This wasn't a peaceful stroll. It was a territory occupied by fortified cities and formidable enemies. Joshua was likely feeling the crushing weight of inadequacy. He wasn't just following a great leader, he was facing a future that required a level of boldness he wasn't sure he possessed. It is in this moment of vulnerability that God speaks. Notice that God doesn't offer a suggestion or a word of encouragement. He gives a command. He says, "Have I not commanded you? Be strong and courageous." This implies that courage is not a feeling we wait for, but a choice we make. It is a spiritual discipline. When God commands Joshua to be courageous, he is telling him that his actions must be governed by his faith, not by his fluctuating emotions. But God knows that human will alone is not enough to sustain us against the giants of life. This is why the command is immediately followed by a profound promise. "For the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go." This is the antidote to discouragement. Discouragement literally means to be disheartened, to lose the heart to continue. We lose heart when we feel isolated, when we think the outcome depends entirely on our limited strength. God's presence shifts the math. If the creator of the universe is walking beside you, the size of the obstacle in front of you becomes irrelevant. This ancient word speaks directly to our modern struggles. We may not be leading an army into a physical territory, but we all have a promised land, a goal, a calling, or a new chapter that requires us to leave our comfort zones. Perhaps your giant is a difficult conversation you've been avoiding, a creative project you're afraid to start, or a pattern of anxiety that tells you that you aren't enough. Today, I want to challenge you to identify one giant in your life, that one area where fear is currently calling the shots. Hold that challenge in your mind and replace the voice of fear with the promise of Joshua 1:9. You are not required to be fearless, but you are commanded to be courageous. Courage is simply doing the right thing while your knees are shaking, knowing that you are not walking alone. As you step into the rest of your week, carry the assurance of His presence with you. Whether you are in the valley or on the mountaintop, the promise remains. He is with you wherever you go. Take that step. Face that giant. The Lord is already there. And in our next session, we will explore how to find rest for our souls, even in the midst of life's demands.